aging, dilapidated bus shelters, well, they fall apart, they get vandalised, and they do need a lot of maintenance, and they don't always get it. For councils who want to achieve an attractive civic environment, they're just yet another problem to add to the list, along with things like decaying public conveniences, worn-out street signs, and many more besides. But with limited resources, what can be done? Well, here's part of the answer. A bus shelter made by JC Decaux. It's hard-wearing, built to high-quality standards, and an attractive asset to any community. But this is only one of the company's bus shelter designs. Shelter is one of the standard designs. It's made from galvanized steel with a polyester roof and 10mm Securite glazing. There's a robust bench and, of course, a place for the timetable. There's also provision for an electronic information screen in the roof. This can be programmed to provide up-to-the-minute travel information to the waiting passengers. But how many times have you been waiting for a bus and found yourself desperately wanting to make a call of either sort? The solution, as an optional extra, standard shelters may be supplied equipped with either a telephone or an automatic convenience. Now, this style of shelter is known as the Murano shelter, a much more sophisticated and robust design. The Murano is constructed of sand-blasted galvanized steel tubing with a polyester powder finish. The supports are aluminium and the roof is of an extremely tough polycarbonate. But more about the company that actually makes these attractive shelters. Who are JC Decaux? Well, in fact, they're Europe's largest and most innovative manufacturer of street furniture. Based just outside Paris, and with a track record that goes back some 30 years. They presently employ over 3,000 people who design, manufacture, install and maintain equipment in over 700 towns and cities throughout Europe. But bus shelters are only part of the JC Decaux product range. The company manufactures a wide selection of street furniture that can not only transform the way an area looks, but it also helps to create a more attractive and hygienic environment. So, electronic information boards, information panels, columns, automatic conveniences. But what's it all got to do with the bus shelter problem? And how much do they all cost? Well, JC Decaux has a simple proposition. In exchange for the advertising space on its bus shelters, it'll supply and maintain not only the shelters themselves, but also other products from this range, free of charge.
Three main reasons why Camden chose JC Decaux: maintenance, quality and design. We have a maintenance contract with JC Decaux which ensures that the shelters are kept clean regularly, that any damage caused to the shelter is repaired very quickly, and that they're kept in a pristine condition on the streets of Camden. Together with our standard shelter design, JC Decaux are able to offer a wheelchair accessible telephone unit as an integral part of the bus shelter. Another reason which influenced our decision as to why we chose Decaux, we'd seen they'd installed shelters in London boroughs and they're also maintaining them to a very high standard. And we're also aware that they've provided recently about 3,500 shelters in Manchester.
Manchester is not the only success story. In the Royal Borough of Kingston upon Thames, JCDecaux installed and now maintains Marano shelters at all the existing city centre bus stops.
Maintenance for us is a key issue. We pride Kingston on being a very clean and attractive town, and therefore it is necessary to have a high standard of maintenance. We in Kingston do suffer from graffiti now and again, but certainly when it does appear, it's cleansed off very, very quickly indeed, within hours.
But however popular brand new street furniture may be among councils and public alike, in the long run it's not much use to anyone unless it's properly maintained and refurbished. And this is where JCDecaux comes into its own, providing a 20-year service contract covering every aspect of cleaning, repair and refurbishment. Under the service agreement, all items are washed or serviced every 2 weeks, more often if required, while damage and vandalism are put right within 48 hours. The equipment is refurbished whenever necessary, but always before the council has to ask for it to be done. For example, all the automated conveniences in London have already been upgraded. The highly trained technicians are divided into 4 groups, each group specialising in one particular field. Bus shelters, information panels and columns are one, with signs and electronic information boards being another. One group is involved solely in the maintenance of the automatic conveniences, whilst the 4th group is dedicated to the refurbishment of existing equipment. Another service provided by JCDecaux is the continual updating of all information and signage systems. So, what JCDecaux offer is a formula that's been working extremely well for many years. High quality, well-maintained street furniture in exchange for advertising space. And goodbye to unsightly old bus shelters. It's that simple.